hapa kuna zipline, so hiyo sauti unasikia ni ya zipline. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Sami Kiwen and this is my YouTube channel. I live in Nairobi, Kenya. Kenya is a country located in the eastern part of Africa. It has been a while since I posted a video here. Actually, I think the last video nilipost hapa ilikuwa May. Wakati huo nilikuwa naenda home, if you can remember. And right now we are in December, so that has been 7 months straight without doing YouTube content. So I am so happy and excited now that I am back here. So you are going to expect content back to back. Yeah, so today is on a Saturday. And I've been so occupied throughout the week. And today, okay, on Saturdays I am usually not free because from 12 the entire afternoon and evening naendanga church kufanya prako. But today we are not going there. So I decided to go out. Yeah. So I decided to come here. This is the Paradise Lost. I've never been here actually. This is my first time here. I decided to come with you here so that we can have a talk as we explore this beautiful place. Yeah. Well, I do not want to assume that we are all in the same level, but this thing called adulthood, I usually feel that when we were growing up, we really were not ready for it. We used to see people living good life, and we thought it was automatic until we got ourselves here. So what exactly entails being an adult? And that is actually the conversation that we are going to have, me and you, the person who is watching this YouTube video. I am going to break this into around 4 aspects. We are going to talk about the financial aspect of adulthood, the health aspect of adulthood, and we will also talk about the social aspect of adulthood. Well, growing up, our parents used to tell us that ukisoma na bidii utapata job poa, alafu you will have money and you will become rich. Even our teachers in school used to encourage us that if you're not working hard in school, then your future is like somehow hopeless and you're not going to have a good life, right? And we grew up with that kind of a mentality to kind of high school. You see, the teachers still continued with the same song that ukisoma na bidii utaenda uni poa and you're going to get a good job opportunity and that your life is going to be smooth, right? And then tukaenda uni. Okay, life in the university is somehow very funny and somehow weird, because that is where you start facing life in its true colors, right? So the moment we were in the universities, we started seeing life in a very different perspective, right? We started now seeing the reality that education is really not that important. Okay, I am not really trying to say that education is not important, right? Do not get me wrong. But vile wazazi wetu walikuwa wanaichukulia na uzito, that is my problem, right? Because the moment we got into the university, life started eating us differently, and it dawned to us that there are other important things rather than education, right? So it is not only education that can make you money. That is the point that I'm trying to drive home. I wouldn't like to encourage my children to major on education only, as our parents used to do to us, and also the society, right? I think, according to me, that was very wrong. And realizing that already ukiwa mtu mkubwa, I think it is really not a good thing. I will teach my children that there are other more important things like skill, talent, gifts, ability. You see, those other things are very important, especially talent and gifts. Those things can give you money, education, hata iwezi fikia, right? Na by the way kunakaa kunyesha, sijui kama unaona kunakaa kunyesha bana. I think hata kunanyesha huko ile side huko pale hivyo huko ni Nairobi. I think it is when it comes to health, I think it is very important to keep your body fit, right? A lot of people think keeping your body fit entails going to the gym and eating health. But I want to surprise you that the most important part of the body is your mind, right? You know, we usually focus so much on our bodies, our stomach, you know, our muscles, right? But we forget our mind, which is the most important organ in our body, right? And so a lot of people are sick in the mind, but they look very fit in the physical body, you know, because we are really not focusing. Hapa kuna muziki, wacha kwanza nizime, then we're going to continue this muziki. Nistaki copyright. Okay, nilikuwa nimefika wapi? Okay, nilikuwa nasema the most important part of the body is the mind. Now, a lot of people don't really realize that our mind is the most important organ. Ni kama ndio inakuanga EG. It is the one that controls our emotions and determines, not really determining, but making decisions. We do not use our stomach or our hearts to make decisions. We use our minds. And that is why I am saying that as you take care of your body, do not forget about your mind, right? It is part of adulting. You see, nobody is really concerned about you. When you become an adult, nobody is really concerned about you, and nobody cares about what you do. So it is a personal responsibility as a person to make sure that your mind is taken care of, right? Yeah. So how do you take care of your mind? The mind is one of the most sensitive organs of the body, right? Very, very much sensitive. It is where our thoughts are being processed and manufactured, and it is through the mind that we make major decisions in our lives, right? So how do you take care of your mind? So you realize that the mind feeds information from our senses, the 5 senses, right? We have the hearing, we have the sight, we have the taste, we have the hearing, we have the touch, what else? And we also have the smell. So what you do, gaya hapa kuna kangiza, wow. Well, the point that I am trying to drive home is that whatever we feed our mind through the 5 senses that we have is going to determine at the end of the day the health of our mind. You see, as I have said that we have 5 senses. We have the sense of touch, we have the sense of smell, we have the sense of taste, the sense of sight, the sense of hearing. Whatever I am looking at, whatever I hear, whatever I taste with my mouth, whatever I smell, whatever I touch, will automatically be recorded in my mind, right? So if I am feeding myself with negative stuff, at the end of the day, my mind is going to process negative information. Whatever I am going to look at using my eyes, the mind is going to record that and process exactly that. And so to ensure a healthy mind, it is very important to be sensitive on what we are doing with the 5 senses. The sense of touch, the sense of smell. What are you smelling? What are you looking at? What music are you listening using your eyes? What are you eating with your mouth? Those things are what matters. You realize that, for example, I'm just giving you an example, right? When you look at explicit things, For example, ukishinda ukiangalia mtu akiuliwa ama ukishinda ukiangalia horror movies sana, your mental health is really affected. If you keep on listening to negative news, sijui watu waliuliwa, sijui nini ilifanyika wapi, sijui what happened where, at the end of the day, your mental health is affected. And so to make sure our mind is healthy and functional, it is very important to avoid those negative things. I think Paradise Lost is a beautiful place. For example, this is the lake where people do the boat riding and also where people do the zip lining. For example, that is a person who is doing a zip line. To continue with this conversation, we are now going to touch on the social aspect of adulthood. While growing up, we really didn't know what it entails to socialize with other people, to relate with other people, right? So we grew up and found ourselves in this kind of a society where people are being very judgmental on who you are as a person. And so it is my responsibility as a grown-up person to level up to the person that I want to relate with. It can be a friendship, it can be business partnership, it can even be romantic relationship. I feel that kama tungefunzwa tukiwa watoto wadogo that life is not the same with everyone, that some people's lives are better than others, then it could be better as grown-ups, right? Because now unajipata kwa situation, I am a grown-up person and I have to level up to the person that I want to relate with. It is very hard to start a business with someone who is very high in terms of social life. A person like me, a village boy from Machakos, imagine relating or trying to partner with someone who has been in Nairobi all his life. Maybe he has been in Lavington his life, and we want to start a business together with such a person. I have to work extra hard so that I can level up to his level. If I have found a very beautiful girlfriend from, let us say, Karen, and I want to start dating them, do you know how hard it is to convince them that you love them if you're coming from ghetto, right? So you have to work extra hard so that you can level hard. You can be at her level. This thing about love also sometimes becomes confusing a lot, And someone asked me the other day, I don't know whether it was on Thursday or akaniuliza kama me believe in true love. And I was very adamant and skeptical while answering that question. First, and this is something that I have come to learn recently, that there is no specific person for a person. Tukigrow up tulikuwa tunaambiwa kuna msee alizaliwa wako, right? I don't know. Even when we were attending conferences, people were telling us that we do not have to worry about relationships and who to marry because God has already set someone apart for you. Nimekuwa nikiamini hiyo kitu for the longest time. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria mi siwezi nikajipia stress juu already kuna msee fulani specifically who was made for me alone. But hiyo kitu nimekuwa question of recent. I don't think that is really actually true. Me, I don't think God created someone specifically for you. People tend to quote the Bible. Wanasema Eve was created for Adam. And that same way, there is an Eve for every Adam. Right? So my question is, why are people then divorcing and relationships breaking up? Even the most expensive weddings, I have seen people divorcing, regardless of how much in love they were previously. Na hiyo kitu ndio ilinifanya nianze kuquestion hiyo kitu ya Mungu kuna mtu amemweka mahali for me. I don't think that is true. And as an adult, that is my opinion though. As an adult, I think it is our responsibility to mold ourselves. Right? It is my responsibility to recreate myself the way I want. Then after recreating myself, I go out and search for a person who suits me. All right? And for the people who say that Mungu kuna msee amecreate, there is a specific person for you. At what age and at what level are you supposed to meet that person? You see, because we are constantly growing as people, right? You can meet your person at age 22, you can meet your person at age 30. So you realize that ukiwa age 22, you are a different person. Now ukiwa age 30, you are completely a different person, right? So the person that you attract ukiwa 22 is completely different from the people you attract when you are at 30. So that is the question and the confusion that I usually have concerning that. I don't know how true that is, but according to me, I don't believe. So this is the Oraimo Smart Keyboard. I don't know whether the camera is going to zoom. I hope it zooms. I don't know whether it is possible, right? So I ordered this gadget from Oraimo website. It is a very good gadget, as you can see. That is how you extend, and you can actually extend it this way, right? So this is the full length. It is a very reliable gadget. I love it. Then you can also extend these ones like this. Then ukiweka mahali inakuwa stable, then you can do your things, right? Yeah, so let us continue with our vlog. Tumefika wapi sasa? So when it comes to finances, you know, the problem is actually not spending money. Although it is a challenge, right? Sometimes we find ourselves having money and misusing it, right? The biggest problem is in budget and finances is how to get the money. Tukiwa watoto wadogo tulikuwa tunaona wazae wakitupea pesa, tunaenda shule, tunaenda kununua sweet, tunaenda kununua madazi. And to an extent we used to think pesa huenda inachukuliwa tu mahali. I had friends walikuwa wanafikiria pesa huenda inaendanga kuchukuliwa kwa bank. Okay, I'm not bragging though, but I was somehow enlightened nikiwa mdogo, na nilikuwa najua pesa mtu anaendanga anafanya kazi, anafanya kitu, then analipwa, right? But some other friends of mine used to think that hapa kuna zipline, so hiyo sauti unasikia ni ya zipline. So some other friends of mine used to think that pesa inaendanga inachukuliwa for free kwa bank. Right? But mimi nilikuwa najua pesa mtu anaendanga anafanya kitu, either kazi ama anasaidia kufanya kitu, then after that analipwa. Now sisi tulikuwa tunafikiria kupata hiyo kitu ya kufanya ndio ulipwe ni kitu rahisi. And ndio maana nilikuwa nasema hali that teachers used to tell us to work hard in school so that we can go outside there and get good jobs, so that we can be paid some good money. But shock unto us, right? After school, hata kama umesoma aje, kupata hiyo job inakuwa challenge. I will not lie to you. And that is something that we have come to find out already tukiwa watu wakubwa. And I usually feel as a parent, it is important to tell your children that it is not easy to get a job, right? It is really not easy. Say tunamaliza tu shule, then unapata hiyo degree ama unapata hizo papers, and then you're good to go. You're qualified to get a job. There are some other things that are needed. For example, networking, for example, being a good person in general. I feel that ni vitu mingi sana zikikombiniwa zinaweza kukuweka kwa market na ukuwe employable. It is not only papers. And actually, it is also not only being networked. Unajua unaweza kuwa networked na watu wanaweza wakakujenga vizuri. But if you have not worked on yourself, on your character as an individual, you are still going to sweat. Sijaongelelea hii Paradise Lost, right? I've just realized that I have not talked about Paradise Lost, but the place is beautiful. especially if you want to go out and refresh your mind. This place is amazing. It has the zip line, it has the boat riding. Alafu mkikuja hapa kama group, you can do other activities like cooking, kuchoma nyama and things like that. Pia kuna ample space ya kufanya body build, inaitwaje, team building. Like this is an empty place. This is an empty space, as you can see it. All this one here, it is an empty space. So when you come here as a group, you will be able to do the team building. Sijui kwa nini nasahau karibu nataka kuita body building, but it should be team building. So hapa right? Kuna farasi. There are some horses, they are two. Kuna hiyo. Nasi kama unaona hizo ni place za watoto kuchezea huko. Yeah, then there is this second one. Yeah, so nilikuwa nimesahau. This place is also good if you're dating and you want to take your girlfriend out or your boyfriend, something like that. This is the perfect place to come with them here. Wajua ubaya wangu mimi nakuanga single, so I didn't have anyone to bring here. But kama wewe uko na dem ama kama uko na chali unataka muende out na you've never been here, I think this is a very good place. You can come here and have some intimate conversations. I hope that you have learned something from this video. Yeah, so I think that is it for today. This video was like me trying to get back to YouTube. Juadi ni kama nilikuwa nimesahau kuangalia kamera vizuri. Right? So from today onwards, I'll be creating content. I do not want to be specific on which days nitakuwa nikirelease content. But if you are able to subscribe and turn on the bell notification, you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. Yeah? Yeah, so you know, creating traveling content is not easy. It requires a lot of money and time, right? And that is why I took a break. Okay, that is part of the reasons why I took a break. There are other reasons, of course, right? But money and time is part of the reasons why I had stopped creating content. But right now I am now back and I will be creating content frequently. Yeah, make sure that you follow me on Instagram, Facebook and all other social media platforms using the same name. Yeah, so until next time, bye.